Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you with a video on what do I think of lockdowns? Well, I don't know. I think if we were to do like, hey guys, if the government were to say back in March, hey guys, we're gonna lock down for a month, make sure we absolutely have nothing, and then as long as everyone wears masks, if they didn't lie to us, it'd be fine. But Cuomo obviously being caught at least once without a mask, like in public, just doing whatever he does. Him saying like, "Hey, you know what? Starting on, again, the guy who put all these elderly into nursing homes that just, absolutely destroyed old people. Like, and okay, granted, we didn't know that it's adversely affected old people in the beginning, but still, like, probably should have quarantined them somewhere. But that just led to just a lot of deaths with them. He says that because numbers have been rising, even though there's a mask mandate in New York and everyone's wearing, everywhere I go, everyone wears masks. I'm not saying they don't work. I'm just saying that, I mean, what else are you going to do? People out celebrating in the streets, people out rioting in the streets, people out protesting in the streets. And it's not just the left, although the left is, kind of notorious for the, and I don't want to say the whole left. Middle left is fine. Most everyone's fine. But just the rioters and the looters, they happen to be part on the left. But I have seen it at Trump rallies as well, where I was accidentally a part of one a few weeks ago, where there was a Trump parade, and obviously if you're in your car, don't need to wear a mask. But everyone that was on the outside, I did not see any of them in masks. Maybe there were probably a few, but I'm just like, that's weird. None of them were in masks. So it's just people. It's just, if you're going to a restaurant, anywhere that you go inside, a gym, a restaurant, whatever, a store, a Walgreens, you have to wear a mask. And it's not society, so it's these people that are doing, meeting up with other people and not wearing masks, and doing this and not wearing masks. And restaurants I can kind of see, because Cuomo said, okay, starting Friday, gyms and restaurants are not going to be, you can't go to them. They're going to be closed 10 o'clock at 10 o'clock, you can't go to them anymore. And restaurants I can kind of see because, okay, you walk in a restaurant with your mask on, and when you're sitting down at your table, you take your mask off. Now, the idea behind this is that, okay, restaurants are going to be now designed so that you sit here, someone else sits this far away, and this way, because you're social distancing, it's okay to take your mask off at that point. That's the idea behind it. That being said, if you're looking at both gyms and restaurants, you're not taking your mask off in a gym. To drink water, that's about the only time. I even saw this one running on a treadmill with his mask on, and he the mask's supposed to be like from here to here. He takes it and puts it like below his nose just to, I guess, try to breathe easier. And as some guy come from the front that's like, sir, like, you can't do that. Like, if you do that again, like, you have to leave. And he's not being like an asshole or a dick about it. He's just saying like, we don't want to get shut down. That's how strict they are. If you want to do restaurants, okay, that's fine. Your mask is off the whole time. But gyms, you're not doing that in gyms. You're not. So I don't know exactly how this is going to play out. The restaurants are already really not doing so hot because they can't serve at full capacity. They can't make as much money as they used to. And now you're limiting their hours again. Like, some people, thankfully, like, I know a lot of people, like, they're thankful to be working. Like, I'm so thankful that, I have two businesses that I can do. And some people that thankfully just have one job, but they work during the day. And you want to tell them, like, okay, now that we're going to limit your hours. I think it's a little ridiculous, very hypocritical of him to do that. But Florida, which they completely, like, opened up, like, yeah, open up and do whatever. They're not going to enforce any mask mandate. Their numbers are fine. In Nassau County, where I am, I mean, not right now, but where I reside, where I'm based out of, they're like 3%. New York in general is like 2.45%, like, cases or whatever, per day. But yeah, I just don't see lockdowns as really doing anything. And even like giving government that much power, telling them, even if it's the right thing to do, even if, which I think masks work. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I feel safer if everyone else wearing masks. I don't want those people's germs. I like not being sick. Now, that being said, I also exercise a lot. I also take vitamins. I do things that will give me a better chance of fighting off diseases, like being in good health and making sure your nutrition's up and just, you know, doing those type of things where I feel like most other people aren't doing that. But either way, I still feel safer with. I don't want other people's germs. I don't like getting sick. I don't know anyone that does. But if a study comes out saying like, hey, based on this research, masks actually don't work and it doesn't matter, or the significance is this much, like, okay, whatever. Then that means that they don't work as efficiently as they should. But for the government to say like, no, you have to do this, I'm just very, very, very leery about giving the government any more power than they need to. They don't need that power. It should be up to, like, we're all responsible adults that should be able to make decisions by ourselves, and most people are dumb. And having the government say and be in charge of this many people is just ridiculous. And you give people power, they don't want to give it up. So I'm very against law. Bless me. So I'm very against government telling us anything like that. Lockdowns. Not even because it's bad for the economy, although it is. And the World Health Organization is saying, hey, we are not going to. Lockdowns aren't the answer if the consequences of the lockdown are worse than what would happen if there was no lockdown. Because people are killing themselves, people are going hungry, people are suffering from depression. Just a lot of bad things happen from it. So, again, that's just my opinions on it. It's my controversial video of the day. I love you guys. I'll come back with another Pokemon video after this. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I'm wrong. Explain why. Let cooler heads prevail. Let's start a dialogue. I love you all. Goodbye.